For years, I'd repeat this pattern in my life. High highs, followed by low lows. Whenever I felt good for any amount of time, I'd get scared because I knew it was only a matter of time before I'd tumble into a deep, dark hole of depression. And I didn't understand why it was happening or how to solve it, because I felt like I'd tasted magic. I'd had it in my life, and yet I couldn't hold on to it. It always slipped out of my fingers. And then I realized something huge. You have to stop the cycle of self-abandonment. Magic and divine energy isn't something that exists outside of you. It exists within you. Our ability to be there for ourselves in the good times and the bad times is crucial to creating the foundation of safety and trust within us so that magic can be created. Our view and treatment of ourselves gets reflected by our views of God and the world. If we view ourselves as being fair-weathered friends to ourselves, then we are going to see God as an abandoning God. We are going to see the world as a cruel world that isn't there for us. In the past, I would judge myself so hard whenever I'd feel bad. I'd get really guilty and I'd wonder, what's wrong with you? And now I don't do that. I don't judge myself for my feelings or my experience. I look my pain in the face without trying to judge it, solve it, or express it out into the world reactively. When I feel bad, I allow myself to feel bad. I hold myself like a parent would their child. And these are the words you can say to yourself when you notice the presence of suffering within you. I love you. I'm here for you. I'm not going anywhere. I see you. I'm going to tell you something that you should try to remember. Your pain and suffering deserves compassion. Compassion is your compass. Let compassion be your compass in life, and this will ensure that you get through the hard times. What happens when we let compassion become our foundation in life is that we build a home inside of us. We build a safe space that we can always return to. Because no matter how bad things get in life, we can return to this home to break down and fall apart and be reborn. It doesn't matter how bad things get because we know, we are certain, we are rooted in the knowing that we will not abandon ourselves. We will be there for ourselves. This space of pure love and self-trust is how magic is created from within you. And this is the kind of magic that doesn't go away in times of turmoil. Your ability to feel and create magic in your life depends on your ability to be there for yourself, to show up for yourself. Coffee. Most of us spend our lives trying to numb ourselves. I know I have. Numb ourselves from the pain, distract ourselves from reality, distract ourselves from who we really are on the inside, because we can't face those feelings. We can't face that feeling of self-loathing that so many of us feel. We can't face the truth of how we really feel about ourselves and who we feel like we are deep down. We don't know if we're good enough for the world. We don't know if we're good enough for ourselves. Letting these feelings come up, these deep, dark feelings, and facing them, looking at them in the eye and saying, I see you, I'm not afraid of you, and giving these feelings our love as opposed to our judgment. This is how we transform our pain into something great. This is how we move stagnant, lower energy out of us and we transform it into divine love and divine magic. Remember that the divine is characterized by grace. We receive grace when we create space. If you want to create magic in your life, you have to first create space. This is something that I've been working on lately. I used to live my life feeling like I never had any time for myself. I was always rushing through everything. I was always late for everything. I was always frustrated that there never seemed to be enough time in the day for me. And at the same time, I felt like I had to fill every little space of idleness and emptiness with something. I had to always be doing something. I had to always be feeling productive. And I needed to feel productive so that I could justify my place in the world and feel some sort of value. When I'd go for a walk outside, I had to have headphones on and be blasting music in my ears. When I'd be sitting at home, I'd have to be scrolling on my phone. I would pick up as many shifts as possible at work, even though I was exhausted, because working meant I was a good human being, right? The last thing I wanted to be was considered lazy. Divine energy flows through space. And if your life is constricted, if there is no space in your life, empty space, then the divine energy can't flow through. Look at your life and ask yourself, where can I create space for magic to flow through? And this means releasing our control on things, which is scary. This means creating space in our lives in those places that we're really uncomfortable with facing. Challenge yourself and try this. Go for a walk outside without your phone, without headphones on. No music, no podcasts, just you and your thoughts. Or try this. For 1 week, set aside 10 minutes in your day. It could be the morning, afternoon, or evening. And in these 10 minutes, just sit and focus on your breath. Just you, your breath, and your thoughts. Whatever comes up is okay. As you get more comfortable with empty spaces in your life, with idle moments, and you're not rushing to fill them, you get comfortable with daydreaming. And in the process of daydreaming and mind wandering, this is how creative energy is born and cultivated. Creativity is divine energy in action. We often come to the greatest ideas in idle moments because divine flow and energy, magic, this isn't something that we can force into our lives. That's not how it works. It doesn't work through brute force. We have to release control, we have to let go, and we have to create that empty space and trust that divine energy will flow. So, creativity will naturally come to you as you get comfortable with creating those empty spaces in your life. I am listening to this really great audiobook right now called Stolen Focus, and it talks about how daydreaming and setting aside time in your day to just let your mind wander is so essential to the creative process. What happens when you create more than you consume is you align yourself with divine energy and you welcome divine energy. Think of your creativity as a prayer. Your actions, every thought, every word, every action eventually becomes a prayer to the divine. Your whole life becomes a prayer to welcoming this magic and embracing this magic into your life. And the more you do this, the more you get comfortable with exercising your creativity, the easier it will get and the more you will welcome flow states. And that's another thing that the book Stolen Focus talks about, is that human beings are the only species that has the ability to enter a flow state with our conscious awareness. A flow state is when we forget about time, we forget about everything around us, and we're so focused on what we're doing that all of our actions just seem to arise naturally. We're not really thinking about what we're doing. And at the same time, we are creating art. We're creating something amazing through this flow state. And the more you exercise your creative muscles and make that a priority, the more you will be blessed with these flow states, because that is the goal. Flow states are very, very healthy and integral to our well being, because they are a form of connection to the divine. If you are in the habit of numbing yourself, of scrolling and being on your phone constantly, it isn't going to feel easy to create more than you consume at first, but you have to stick with it and do it every single day. One of my favorite sayings is repetition is the master's practice. And this is true for anything you want to master in life. We can't just expect divine inspiration to hit us. We have to present ourselves. We have to show up every day and show that we're serious about being creators in our lives. We're serious about creating something with our lives. We have to show up. We have to do the work every single day. And this is a joyful process. This is an uncovering of our true nature, because as human beings, our true nature is creativity. And the divine will bless you with creativity. The divine will bless you with inspiration. The divine will give that to you, but you can't just expect to take it. You have to give back energy to the divine. And this is a law of how the universe works, is a balance of giving to one another. And this is when you really reach a sweet spot, when you are giving and the earth gives back to you, and you are giving your gratitude, and you are giving energy and action back to the earth. And this brings me to my next point, which is you need to be giving more than you take in this world. Giving more than you take is an attitude that can dominate your entire life. And as I mentioned before, I used to always feel as though I never had any time for myself, and I felt like everything in my life was sucking energy out of me and taking energy from me. And that is because I wasn't giving to anything in my life. And these days, I view everything in my life, I view every moment as my time. Even the time that I am working for someone else, I see that as my time. It is my time to give energy and help someone. It is my time to generate income for myself. And that is my choice to be doing that. And I own my choice. And I maximize what I get out of it by giving as much as I can in that situation. And I'm not holding any resentment for the fact that this is taking up my time, because I don't see work as taking up my time. I see it as something I want to be giving to and something I want to be doing, because the more I give to it, the more it is giving back to me. When we embody giving energy and look at every single situation in our life as an opportunity to give more, how can I give more of myself here? The rewards that we will receive will be so much greater than if we are just trying to take. I have first-handedly experienced the magic of giving energy in my business. I run a freelance virtual assistant business where I help small businesses with behind the scenes tasks online. And when I first began my business, I was feeling as though work and devoting my energy to work was taking up a lot of my time, and I wasn't finding joy in the process. I wasn't really looking at my clients in a way of how can I really help them flourish? And how can I go above and beyond to please them and help them? And once I shifted from this sucks, I have to give all my energy to this, to how can I show up for them? How can I be there for them? It shifted from me just trying to extract money from people, and it turned into how can I create something amazing with these people and help them prosper? As I help my clients prosper, they help me prosper because they become happier with me, with the work that I'm doing. The energy of givingness will always benefit you. And it's like a taboo in this world to consider yourself a people pleaser, but being a people pleaser isn't always a bad thing. You should want to please other people. You should want to help other people. You should want to give to other people. And this doesn't mean that you're getting taken advantage of. It just means that you are giving without expecting anything in return. And this selfless giving is something that the divine operates out of. And embodying this energy is how you can welcome more divine energy into your life. I am practicing this giving energy in all aspects of my life, from my business to just my day to day rituals in life. Before I begin eating my meals, I have begun to say a prayer to the earth, thanking every farmer, every human being who was involved in the process of getting this food to my plate. Thanking the sun, the rain, the elements, the earth for providing me with this food. Just taking these few moments to give my genuine gratitude to the food that is nourishing me has transformed my presence and my satisfaction day to day, because I'm not just mindlessly taking this food from the earth. I'm giving something back to Mother Earth through my genuine energy. And this is a relationship that will benefit you when you can embody genuine gratitude and give your genuine gratitude for all the various things in your life. Your level of satisfaction will just naturally rise, and you will prosper more, and the earth, the universe will give more back to you. The energy of genuine gratitude is alignment with God, with the universe. There is always something to be grateful for, and there is so much abundance in our lives already. And chances are, if you're watching this video, you have so much to be grateful for. And that's not something to be guilty for. You know, if you're struggling to feel gratitude in your life, you don't have to force it. It needs to be genuine for the energy to count. And I promise you that the more compassionate with yourself that you can be and let compassion guide you, the more gratitude will just naturally arise in your life. But try to maximize those empty spaces in your life. Create that space in your life to give gratitude, and create space in your life for this selfless giving energy to arise. When you give, don't expect anything in return. Just give from the genuine joy in your heart. This goes hand in hand with the energy of givingness. Find something that gets you excited, find a goal, and give yourself to it. Give your energy to it. Be committed to something. What the divine needs to see from you is that you think life is worth living, that there is something that sets you on fire, that you want to achieve. And this involves getting in touch with our desires. This involves getting to know who we really are, what we really want in this life, and who we want to be. And if you think that your desires are too crazy to achieve in this realm, Oftentimes, the desires that seem like, oh, I could never do that, I could never have that, that is what we should be striving for in this life. When we know that we deserve great things, when we know that we're destined for greatness, that knowing allows us to rise up and claim that spot. And we will receive help on this journey. The energy of commitment on this journey is integral. We need to be committed to ourselves. We need to be committed to our desires. Because, as I said earlier, the divine operates from a balanced place of give and take. We cannot just take and take and take. We have to give our givingness. In the past, I was always half in on things. I would get an idea and I would always half ass it. And I would always kind of half ass everything I was doing in life. And that is not the energy that's going to achieve magic in your life. The energy that's going to achieve magic in your life is going full in on your desires and your dreams and being fully there for yourself, being all in for yourself. Be your number one fan. Be committed to yourself above all else. Be committed to your desires above all else. Know that you can achieve greatness in your life, and your ability to achieve greatness depends on your knowingness that you know that you can claim that spot. You know that that spot is yours. You just have to go up and claim it. I know I gave a Kendrick reference in my last video, but I love the song Man at the Garden because he says, I deserve it all. And I love working out to that song because it's like, fuck yeah, I deserve it all. And when we are fully committed to something, when we're fully committed to our desires and ourselves, it is saying a statement. I deserve it all. And it's true. We deserve everything that we want in this life. And no one else is just going to get it for us. No one is going to give it to us. We have to go and get it, or else we're always going to live as victims in this life. So commit yourself to something. Commit yourself to being happier. Commit yourself to expanding into deeper union with yourself. Commit yourself to creating something in your life. And how I've been embodying this energy is just getting more serious about the things that I want in this life. You know, I talked about my business earlier, my freelance business. I became so much more committed to it when I realized that I wanted to give my energy to genuinely help other people expand in their businesses. And this level of commitment has helped me to exceed. It's helped me to make more money and generate more abundance in my life. I've also just became more committed to taking care of myself. I used to be a fair-weathered friend to myself. I used to always be guilty and always be getting mad at myself when I couldn't do things right, when I would feel bad and I'd be like, you shouldn't be feeling this way right now. But when I became committed to being my own inner parent and creating that loving space within myself, I got serious about the fact that I don't want to be living in this misery anymore. And I have been able to transform that destructive inner space to an inner space that is supportive and loving. It's no secret that being committed to something is hard. Being committed to our desires is hard. Being committed to our happiness is hard. If it wasn't hard, we'd all just live perfect lives all the time. And you have to show up for yourself when things are hard. One of my favorite self-help authors, Gay Hendricks, says that the art of commitment should really be called the art of recommitment, because of course we're going to fail on this journey. Of course we're not going to get there right away. But what separates those who get there and who don't get there is the act of, trying again, getting up and doing it all over again, in spite of the fact that you failed, in spite of the fact that you messed up. How many times do you pick yourself up and keep going? And that determination is what's going to get you to where you want to be in your life. And that is how divine energy flows in this world. This is a physical realm all about action. And when we consciously direct our action, when we consciously focus our energy onto the things that we want, we draw them into this realm. We take them from our minds and we create them in this physical realm. I'm like getting tingles all over my body as I talk about this, because I truly, truly know this, and I've seen this in my own life. You deserve to be happy. You deserve your wildest dreams. And it's not easy. Like, I have two really big dreams right now. One is to create success on YouTube, to create a community of women and girls and inspire them. And my other dream is to be a writer and maybe publish a book someday. And I have gone on one artist's date in like the past month, and that was my first artist date ever. And I went to a cafe and I just wrote. I gave myself time to write creatively, and I haven't done it again because I feel this blockage in me to write, and there's just this fear inside of me of like, what would happen if I actually took my writing seriously? Like, it's a scary thing, and it's something that I'm trying to work on. I still think it's kind of absurd that I could be a writer or that I could write a book one day. And it's something that I really want, and I know that I have to do it more often. And often the things that we are avoiding doing are the things that we're meant to be doing. And I know because I'm avoiding writing, I should be doing it more.